Hello, everybody. This is Racquel and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. I have been really enjoying doing these and all the feedback and really interesting comments and inspirations that have been coming to me from all around the world responding to this. And I see someone coming here from Amsterdam right now. Hello, Maxie. This is really an amazing thing that's opening. And what I'm being prompted to talk about today is something that I feel and I know is very crucial and important right now. I mean, I know I say that every week, so forgive me, but this is a very important aspect of the work that has come through me and come through my teacher and the other people that are working within this lineage here. And that is the embodiment and respect for the emotional body, for realizing that blocked emotions and blocked energies are at the root of most of our physical, mental, spiritual, and every other kind of problem that we have. And it is really important right now for us to actually learn how to process. So I don't care how much work you've done. I don't care if you've worked with me for years. We all need reminders about this. So I'm going to launch right into it. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for hopping on here with me. Okay, so the breath is the link that allows us to actually process something out of the emotional body, out of the physical body as well. So I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Did I turn on my... Okay, I think I just went live on Instagram. I think I forgot to press the go button, so I'm on two. All right, so I invite you to take a deep breath with me all the way in. Feel some release on the out breath. Just really feel releasing. But go for it. As soon as you start breathing a real breath, you might start feeling resistance in your body. Mostly the energies that are all trapped in us that lead to so much dis-ease, illness, mental incapacity, all kinds of things happen because we're not breathing. So right away, when we start to take a deep breath, we might find that we feel resistance. I don't want to do that. My body doesn't want to move. So let's do it anyway. Who's the boss around here? Take a nice deep breath all the way in and feel your body. Feel the opening of the heart, the opening of the lungs. Feel yourself opening, breathing, and then let it go all the way out, all the way to the bottom of the breath. Feel it releasing. Try that a few more times as I'm talking, or a lot more times. Breathing all the way in, even hold it at the top. Hold the breath at the top and feel yourself as you hold it and hold it and hold it. You feel all that's going on within you. We can feel so many different kinds of emotions. We can feel so many different kinds of body signals, aches, pains, love. We have all kinds of things working in us at the same time. Get in touch with it all as you breathe in. And then release that which is not serving you on the out breath. So release it. Keep going. So the breath is the flow that allows us to release emotional, physical, mental, and yes, spiritual blockages in our bodies, in our beings. The breath, opening the breath, allows us to actually feel the stuff that's trapped in us. And until we learn how to actually clear all that, we can find ourselves trapped in concepts, in thought forms that just spin and spin and spin their stories. And a lot of those stories that they're spinning are negative judgments, so self-criticism, judgment of the world. Most of that stuff doesn't feel very good. It's worry about the future. It's hypervigilance somehow about all that's going on in us. We may always feel like something's wrong, like we're feeling ill. That's because we're blocking energy from actually moving through us. So as many of you, maybe all of you might know, the catch-all name for breathing through all of this stuff and finding ways to release it is called processing. Processing my feelings. We can process mentally. We can try to figure it all out. That's one kind of processing. The brain processes, okay, this is on this side, this is on this side, this is how to think about this, that, and the other thing. And that's all good. That's mental processing. It's fine. But processing that which is held in the body, that which is held deep within the psyche, that which is held in the energy field, in the spirit, that requires a deeper kind of processing. And learning how to do it requires vigilance, it requires ongoing work, and it requires a willingness to actually let it go. And after decades of doing this work, what I find is that instead of processing, we do a lot of moaning. We're not really letting anything go. We're feeling it. And that's hard enough to do sometimes, is to actually feel that stuff inside us. But are we actually letting it go? Are we actually willing? We may wish, I gotta let this go. I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand feeling this way anymore. I can't stand these repetitive stories of what my mother did to me 20 years ago, impacting my current relationship with her. We may wish as hard as anything to not have that anymore. And yet, the actual letting go of the energies and thought forms that become trapped in us, it's hard to do. We become dedicated and devoted to the stories of it. Well, my mother did do that, and therefore that's why I am who I am, and I'm always going to have this. So even though I'd like to really let it go, please help me let it go. But it really happened, and it's really true. So the willingness to actually come to a new place, to actually release something, requires a knowing of how to process. And this may be the most important thing you're hearing today. Even if you think you already know all about this, I'll guarantee you that you are holding on to a whole bunch of trapped energies that you don't need anymore. A whole bunch of ideas about who you are, how life works, how other people work, that you are not worthy, that you are whatever. You can feel it, and you know that you're holding on to it. I like my anger. I'm just the type of person who always has a hard time. I can't learn. I'm not a good learner. I'm not a good reader. I don't like squash. There's so many things that we hold on to as belief systems, as identities of ourselves. We excuse our behavior all the time. We rationalize. And every time we do that, we are putting that stuff in a little further into our psyche, into the way we are, the way we behave, the way we react to even our most beloved people. Sarcasm. All kinds of ways that we act out, that we're like on the puppet strings of these feelings and emotions. We're led around by the nose. Now, we may be sick of it, but are we actually willing to let it go? Are we actually willing to do the work of it? I had a client who smoked weed since he was 12 or 13 years old, consistently, into his 40s now, and so protective of his right to do it that the rationalizations that were coming right alongside of the knowing that he needs to not do it anymore. He knows that within himself, just for himself, not that it's a bad or good thing to do, but just that it is slowing him down. It is obscuring his embrace of life in a certain way. And it's just his story. And yet at the same time, he's not willing to move again. Every time I try to stop, I just end up going back. It's not an addiction. I should be able to stop. Therefore, I'm stuck. How do you process through the thick old stuff that has, with substance or not, that has become a belief system in you, that has become an addiction? Become addicted to these emotional ways of looking at things, these emotional belief systems. And we become so not in sovereignty over our own beingness. Those things actually rule how we are, how we react, the choices that we make. And usually they express our feeling of limitation. They express some way that we do not believe in ourselves, that we do not think we're smart or worthy or able. I've had people convinced that they don't know how to love. When the curtains are parted, when the trapped energy that is strangling that love is finally released, they find that love is the most natural thing in the world. It's been waiting to express itself in a million ways in their lives. But it doesn't stand a chance when the being has all of these energies and thoughts whirling all the time, clogged up, stuck. So how to process? We're breathing. I hope you're breathing with me. I hope that you're experiencing your body. I hope that every time you breathe in, you're feeling where you're holding some stuck energies. I hope you're feeling it. Allow yourself, put your hand on your body. Feel where some of this stuff is just stuck. It feels like sticky. And sometimes it feels painful. Sometimes it really hurts. It really can hurt. You can get it anywhere on your body. Your jaws, you can get massive headaches. You can feel your shoulders like up around your ears all the time. You can feel your hips hurting any place. It will express itself spiritually, yes. It'll express itself physically, often. what I've learned is that the body is the releaser of last resort. When the emotions can't find a way out, they will eventually find their way out through the body. So picture a little plant coming up through concrete in a sidewalk. These energies are looking for a way out. They don't want to stick in there and make your life miserable. So as you're breathing, feel yourself breathing into it. Think of a situation that just really gets you. It could be out in the world, something that you're in judgment of, something you feel hateful about. Could be a judgment towards yourself. You could be mad at yourself. Could be towards people you know, society in general. Just find something that really bugs you. And maybe something you've been chewing on a lot recently in this lockdown that we're in. Maybe you're really worried. Maybe you're fearful. Maybe you're scared of how money is going to come, how to pay the rent, how to live. How do I find myself here in this new paradigm when we don't even know what tomorrow's going to look like? We breathe into that worry, that insecurity, or whatever it is. You may feel rage. You may feel fear. It's scary. It's okay. It's okay to be scared. You may feel hateful. Just get an image of it in your mind and feel it in your body. See if you can press into those places where you feel it. And start breathing it out. Start breathing into it. With the in-breath, feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it, and then breathe it out. All the way out to the bottom of it. Breathe it out. And as you do this, you might discover that you're just feeling sorry for yourself. That you feel you're holding a burden that will never lighten. It's never going to change. You may feel like just whining about it. Just like, meh. Meh, meh, meh. So go through that. Take another breath and release that too. That mistrust, that doubt that things could ever change for you. Let it go. Breathe it out. It's not worth holding on to. That futility, it's tied in with remorse and resentment, often guilt that we didn't make the right moves when it would have been a little easier. Breathe into that too. Let it go. Breathe out. Breathe it all out. Anything negative. And give it a little shake. And if you want to, I can't do it here, but you can stand up. You can jump around the room. You can grab a pillow and you can scream into it and do it. This stuff is looking for a way out of you. That's how we process through the emotions. We breathe into it. We let it come up with all the thoughts of it and all the rotten, like, breathe into it, and then we let it go. We feel the energy moving. You just feel it moving. You'll feel it coming out of your fingers. Maybe if you're willing to have it move, you will feel it moving down your legs. It may give you a little chills. And if you don't, then move bigger. Get up. Stamp around your room. bang on your pillows, your bed, do anything to open up the passageways, the portals in you. You'll feel it, that all these energies, sometimes they've been trapped there since you were a little kid. You've been holding this. You feel portals all over your body trying to open to release. Open to release. And you'll feel the raw energy of this stuff actually leaving. You feel it shedding off you. There is nothing of it, nothing negative that's worth holding on to. It's not teaching you anything. It feels crappy, but that's okay for things to feel crappy if it's teaching you something. You don't build muscles without getting some muscle aches while they're building. But once you've achieved the body you want, you don't need to keep feeling the pain. You need to let it go and find out when you're ready. Okay, I'm sculpted enough. This is beautiful. Now it's maintenance. Now I just breathe out the current stuff that comes in every day and sometimes still triggers that deeper stuff that's still in there. And we have to go through the process over again, breathing all the way and feeling the burn, the pain of holding, of having, of hosting this stuff for years, decades, causing us to react the same old stupid way every time we hit the same thing that triggers us. We are not learning anything from this stuff anymore, except how vulnerable we are to the mind control of it. We learn that it's our boss, and we try to step around it, try to negotiate with it. Just gets us deeper in. The breath, breathing, letting it go, let it go, let it go out as deep as you can. Don't believe in it. It's not viable. And especially today, where we need to reinvent a lot of ourselves, our society, our culture, we need to rethink just about everything, don't we? How are we going to do that when we're stuck in ideas from decades ago? When we're trying to go backwards into some other paradigm that wasn't good when it was there. How are we going to employ our imagination and our creativity when we're all blocked up with ideas and criticisms and judgments and of ourselves and everybody else? All of it, all the loneliness that comes with it, the feeling that no one understands us, that we're not seen. That's happening because we are not visible. The only part of us that's visible is this overlay of unhappiness or ideas that we spout, or the opposite of hiding and not confronting and not activating our gifts. There is nothing worth hanging on to, and if you want to learn how to process, the most important thing I can impart to you is, yes, the breath, the breathing in, the releasing, but then the tricky part is actually letting it go. Making it yesterday's newspaper. It's cutting off the belief system. Is finding a new way to think about the things that are in your world. To not react the same way. To play around with our behaviors. To poke the bear of our way of believing and thinking. None of it, again, is worth holding on to. The only thing that is valuable is that we keep evolving, that our thinking keeps evolving, that our listening gets better, deeper, more interested, that we stop needing to be right, that we truly ask Spirit, ask the universe, God, for help to release that which no longer serves me. I'll do the breathing. Send me some energy, send me some light energy to help cleanse this out of me, please. I don't want to hold it anymore. I don't want to be enslaved to my ideas of yesterday. I don't want to be enslaved. Please help me be free. Help me free up my body, my mind, my spirit. Let me be free. I will be responsible to doing the work of it. I will. Every day. I will make sure that I'm moving energy. I will make sure that I'm moving my body and consciously breathing into that which is hurting me. When you read a newspaper or engage with the world events, are you remembering to breathe? Or are you just taking it in? Oh my God. Or are you breathing? Are you having a little prayer to evolve to a place where you can grapple with the meaning of it all? How can I be of service in this day, in this moment? What am I putting into the collective consciousness? My fears, my ideas, my belligerence, my disappointment, my anger, rage, ridicule. Is that what I'm putting in? That is recycling the stuff over and over and over and reacting the same way to whatever it is that we don't like. Feel this deeply, my friends, please. This is a huge part of the work, my work, the work of many others. I'm hoping we do it honestly. I'm hoping we don't stop halfway through a process with people, with ourselves, with each other. I hope we allow for the real release of these old trapped energies and ideas. I hope we don't grow old with them. They won't make us old before our time, believe me. You know it. I don't want anybody to take away the adventure of my life. I don't want to live in a prison of my own building, trapped in my ideas and afraid to come out without knowing anything. It's so great. So one more breath. Be with me. Feel the energy that we are in together. As we breathe together, we connect. This is always true whether we're in person with each other or whether we're thousands of miles away. We might as well be in each other's laps right now. Feel this beautiful web we are weaving in our desire to be true and open and free human beings. It's all the breath. from my heart to yours. I wish you good, honest breathing. I wish you freedom from old thoughts and stuck energy. I wish you a world of new ideas, creative thinking. Take leadership of self. All my love to you. See you next Wednesday.